I'm Chad Hallback.
Executive Director of CEM. That's Iowa's church planting agency, or one of Iowa's church planting agency. I've been in that role for about a year now. So I get to go around and help churches get healthy and start new churches. CEMchurches.com. All right, go to the website, take a look at what we do, who we are. In Webster City, I was a senior pastor at Webster City Church of Christ. Spent almost 10 years in that role. Vision and direction and recruiting staff and all that stuff. FuZz came in, and we tailored that position to him and his gifting, and I tried to give him as much freedom as he could have. Budget-wise, just tell me what he needs, and who do you need for people, and so FuZz was in charge of his own department. He had his own thing, his own team, he had all of that. It was his. So 12 to 15 come to mind, and I think that when he started, we really had a very anemic worship department, and we had issues there, and FuZz came in and turned all that around. There's no doubt about it. And he was the one who gathered a team. He gathered musicians. He gathered his people. And that became a multiple team of worship leaders that on any given Sunday, we had 2 or 3 guys that could handle it. I think we had 4 or 5 years together. It was a good long run that was really good and fruitful. Marcia was up there with John or something, and Marcia came home and said, FuZz was talking about stuff, and you need to listen to him and get to know him a little bit. That was my first take. My wife came home and said, you need to get to know him. Sounds like he knows what he's talking about. That was a pretty cool thing, and I think that was about 5 years before COVID, Well, it was growth at every level, I think I'm a pretty good leader, and I had some foundational stuff, and I had some guys that were pretty good, but when FuZz came in, it kind of solidified, so when I talk about growth during FuZz's time there, you got to start with the leadership team. Our leadership team became more, we're more united. There was just clarity there. And I think having FuZz come in and have an outside voice and say, hey, this is what it looks like, and this is what I think we need to work on. I remember one time in our office, our leadership team got together, and I'm talking my elders, and we just went through, hey, talk vision and direction, and FuZz just kind of questioned everybody on what. And forcing them to explain that, I think, brought unity, So we all were together, So there was unity and growth at the leadership level, right? FuZz's contribution helped with that, and the top was pretty good. I think what we watched happen over a little bit of time was that to trickle through the church, and that's where the creative arts teams grew, and the attendance on Sunday morning grew, and we added a couple of part-time staff members, and just all of this. It was all around growth, and I know numbers are important, so we were a church running about 80. Right before COVID, we were running 200. We were bumping it to 200 and add to second service, so we more than doubled in size during those 5 years that FuZz was around. And it was a beautiful partnership, and I enjoyed working with him, and he was a trustworthy man that helped me lead the church. So he came in and assessed the sound issues that we had to deal with, worked through new equipment, dealt with the video stuff, and I think that was huge, that we went from pretty paltry ability to record any video, anything, to really high quality that really communicated and really portrayed us as a modern church. Lighting went into that, and that was all part of it, the stage decoration, we had top-notch stuff, man. It was beautiful, we decorated the facility, all of that happened while FuZz was there, Yeah, all of those areas, everything I expected from a creative arts pastor to be handled, it got handled.
One of the things we really want to do on Sunday mornings is we want people to experience the presence of Christ. And music is a huge way that happens, that helps. And so we really focus a lot of energy on music. I'm grateful for FuZz and his leadership and the talented friends that he had here to lead us in worship.